So thank you, friends. It has been a long time, big gap. The other day, I had been out of place to some place, some country, wherever, doesn't matter. Human beings and human situations are same everywhere. Whether it is richer than the richest country, or very poorer than the poorest country, or it can be richer than the richest person, or the poorer than the poorest person. Everywhere you encounter misery, pain, conflict, fear, anxiety, insecurity, jealousy, and whatnot. Everywhere. And especially so when a very rich person, secured person, a person who has achieved certain things in life, maybe highly educated, highly accomplished, has got all the wealth that other people are dreaming about, even that person, in his own privacy, he shall crumble, be miserable. I met a person like that. We have met so many people like that in our lives, coming across many people. Poverty is not material poverty only. Poverty also means intellectual, emotional poverty, spiritual poverty. So a person can be materially very rich, all the wealth at his disposal, emotionally totally shattered, intellectually not evolved, spiritually let's not talk about it. Pain or misery is not the prerogative of the poor and the ignorant. It cuts across the whole human dimension. You can be rich materially, but very poor in your emotions. Anger, hatred, jealousy destroys you. You can be a very poor person. You don't have much material things to boast of, but you may be a person, you have accepted your destiny, you live with it for what it is, you don't repent for your past, you are not anxious about your future, but your present as it is, you accept it. It may be a defeatist attitude that you have accepted. Many people say, he is a defeatist. He has surrendered to the life. But the fact remains, rich or poor, young or old, man or woman, religious or irreligious, it doesn't matter. Every human being has a sense of emptiness inside. One person, such person I came across recently, he said, Swamiji, I have everything. Whatever people dream of, houses I have, cars I have, countries I have visited. Why is it that I still feel miserable? I said, you should tell me. Because if you tell it to a poor man, he shall laugh at you. He can say, how can you say that? Because once you are rich and you have some material riches or you have some comforts, you lose your right to complain. Because if you complain, everybody will say, how can you say like that? You have so many houses, you have got so many cars, you have got good children, you have gone around the world, you have everything. How can you complain? So a very apparently successful person loses his right to be miserable. So he or she cannot talk about his or her misery in public. They can only cry in the privacy of their bedroom when they are alone, because nobody will believe that they can be miserable. And some people pretend to be very happy, comfortable, because they don't want to expose that they are miserable. You may be very rich, you have got 4 children, 4 5 brothers, everybody, but each one is killing each other. Your wife destroys you, your husband takes you for a ride, your children are totally disrespectful, some fellow, his marriage is broken, relationship completely finished. You have total insecurity. Maybe a friend knows your financial security, he may destroy you by reporting to the ED, enforcement department. So you are completely shattered. Your privacy, in your privacy, who you are is different from what face you have got in public. So most people shall talk about other people's problem. You know, Swami, that fellow is like that. You know, that fellow is like that. Many people talk nonsense and I totally destroy it. I don't like it because first question I ask is, the pain, misery, anger, hatred, jealousy, failure, all that you are talking about the other person, have you looked at yourself? Do you have those things or not? In fact, you are looking at other people's failure and misery so that you feel comfortable. After all, so many people are miserable, so why can't I be miserable? Why do people try to find the flaw with the most accomplished people? Rama is a rascal. Krishna is absolutely stupid. Buddha was like this. Or whoever. This great poet or great politician, great leader was like this. Why? Because even though I am small, I am not as stupid as Rama. Rama gave up his wife. I don't. Buddha did this, left his wife, left his son. I have not done. This is such a subtle and vicarious dissatisfaction. Understand? Confusion. Most people are like that. They find relief in discovering other people's misery, sometimes imaginary misery and failure. If Rama can suffer, why can't I? If a dictator can be so stupid, I'm not a dictator, I'm a wonderful person. This thing can come not only from the secular education, but also the same type of competition, comparison can come in the religious, spiritual information. We think spiritual people are very, very simple. My simplicity is better than other people's simplicity. My wisdom is better than other people's wisdom. Understand, friends? If two people are comparing their children, their family, their properties, their marriages, their achievements and failures, religious people compare. I am more devoted. I fast longer. I never touch garlic. I sit down in meditation for 10 hours. So what? So you are going to shine in a reflected glory. You prove that somebody is stupid, therefore I am smart. Is it so? The person asked me a question. Why do I feel miserable, even if I have got everything? It's a simple reason. You feel miserable because deep within you are afraid. If you lose this position, what will happen? If your business collapses, what will happen? If your friends disappear, what will happen? If everybody starts talking rubbish about you, what will happen? This fear kills you. Why? Because you do not have any self-appreciation, self-identity. You don't have any identity of yours own. That is because from the childhood, listen carefully, that is because from the childhood we have been programmed. Not only you should be educated, you should be more educated than others. Not only you should be rich, you should be richer than others. Not only you should be handsome or beautiful, but you should be more handsome and more beautiful. As a result, what has happened? Every person is destroyed deep within himself. Never the person remains contented with himself being who he is or what he is or what he has. Always there is a comparison. I have 5 lakhs, but I have 10 lakhs. Think of it, friends. There are 2 people, ordinarily dressed, sitting down in a room, walking together, just 2 ordinary people. What will be the atmosphere? Nothing. You are simple, I am simple, no problem. Suppose suddenly one of your friends comes with a high profile dress, fancy car, nice ornaments or jewels, male or female, and comes with the friend who is a governor or somebody. Suddenly you, the same old friend, will feel miserable. You are just same. But now that the other person has got something better, you start feeling stupid. That is why most people do not like to meet somebody who is better than them. And by chance there is somebody better than them, to maintain your equilibrium, what shall you say? You cut him to size. This fellow is he is a good job, he is a corrupt fellow. That means even if I am not rich, I am not corrupt. This is the type of psychology with which average people live. Whether it is a religious person or it is a secular person, it makes no difference, because we have all been trained to grow up like that. That is why, think for yourself. If somebody goes on talking nice things about you, how do you feel? Nice man. Suppose 3-4 people or some people, same person who was talking very high about you, suddenly starts talking nonsense, what happens to you? Ask yourself, I hate that fellow. You want to listen everything good about him, but you have got million stupid things about him. And by chance somebody starts pointing out your mistakes, you hate the person. Why is it so? Listen carefully. Understand your nature. Why is it so? Because we have been trained to believe we don't have any self-estimation. Our estimation of ourselves depends upon how other people estimate us. I should be rich in other people's eyes. I should be smart in other people's eyes. As a result, when you have completely surrendered your own idea about yourself in the hands of many, many strangers or known people, you shall be continuously destroyed. Because they receive things from you, what you want to give, what they want, if you give them, you are Himalayan mountain. If what they want you don't give them, you down the drain. That is why some people, those who want to be taught, sort of respected, sort of recognized, respected, they shall always try to have some hangers-on. Hangers-on means, you understand? Sycophants, who should always tell, there's nobody like you, you are the best person. But those people come at a price. You have to either materially support them or emotionally support them. Some way you have to support them. And if you do not, they shall start talking nonsense. Understand, friends? Because we have been trained to depend, to look at our surfaces. What is surface? Surface is education, what you have. House, what you have. Landed property, what you have. Understand? Deep, sort of very, very simple, fragile, outside dimensions. So, when your house is taken away, your land is sold out, your job is taken away, you are superseded by somebody, age-wise, when you are older, your confidence crumbles. Understand? Imagine a tree. Have you seen, if you ever go to jungles, how many types of trees are there? You don't have to go to jungle, look at our own ashram. There are 2-3 trees are beautiful, I love them. Not only the big banyan in which hundreds of bats are living, right near our Ganesh statue, that massive tree. That's a very rare tree. That name I still can't remember. I know it. But it's a botanical name, very difficult. They should have named it big tree, something like that. Anyway, you must see that tree. What type of roots it has got. And how tall? Almost 100 feet height. Why am I talking about it? That a tree will not crumble even in the Bhadra cyclone, big cyclone, strong breeze, it will not crumble. Why? Deep rooted. Very deep rooted. But you have seen this huge banyan crumble because the roots are strong, big, but they have spread out. It has not gone into deep, shaken up. Many small trees they break out. If you are a person aware of yourself being who you are, deep within yourself, meaning when you say deep and means what? You are not on the world outside, riches, money, things, poverty, all that stuff. Or it's something at the level of your physical body, young and strong, or at the level of your thoughts, educated, you have the knowledge of history, geography, chemistry, mathematics, or music, dance, all that stuff, thought level. Or at the level of your emotion, somebody likes you, you like somebody, you feel secure. But understand, all those are fragile things, shall change, whether you want or do not want. Your own body shall not remain always the same. Even when people say you are nice, you know you are no more nice, you are no more healthy, because you are crumbling. Your skin is wrinkled, your eye in a particular way. You are a child, you are very small, now you are so big, 300 kilos. So your own image is destroyed. When your own image is destroyed, when people are talking to you and telling, oh, you are so nice, you know they are being kind. Because you know, if you are a smart person, you know about your own weakness, you know about your own strength. Listen carefully. So since your estimation of yourself, listen carefully, since your estimation of yourself depends upon not who you are, but because what you have, your confidence shall crumble. With what all things you have is not under your control. You have a body, you have a home, you have a dog, you have a car, you have a job, you have a wife, you have a husband, you have a friend. You understand? You have many things, and who you are is defined by any of those things, all of those things, or some of those things. All that you have. And everything that you have, you did not bring with you when you were born. When you were born, what did you bring? Only if I am here as a body, then only I can say my father, my mother. Only if I come and born into a house, I say this is my house. I move in the land, this is my land. This is my neighborhood. Listen carefully. Why didn't you, as a child, why didn't you tell I was a PhD? Why didn't you tell? I'm a linguist, I'm a musician, I'm a magician, I'm a genius. Your thoughts started coming up in life. You picked it up. And while picking up the thought, the worst thoughts are given to us is to rely on your thoughts and your achievements for who you are. You should be educated, you should have a good job, you should have money. If this is material thing, listen carefully, secular things, when you are tired of, because you could not get a good job, you are a clerk somewhere, so you wanted to be big. Then you said, you are a poor person, I wanted to be rich. You wanted to marry, but you could not marry because you are not that marriageable, nobody came to you. Then suddenly you discover, better to renounce all these things, give up these things. Why? Because I see people who have given up many things, they are more respected. So you want to take the religious robe. Previously I was telling Namaste, now is a Hari Hari. Previously everybody was talking about good dress, now I have either no dress or a colorful dress or some nonsense religious identity. Previously I was just breathing like anybody else, now I hold my nose and breathe. Religious. Previously I did not have many things to eat, and also I was suffering it out, but now I give up everything and tell everybody I'm a renunciate. All the time depending on the people who have got something. But you are unnecessarily proud that I've given up everything. Given up what? You did not give up your dependence on food. You did not give dependence on your riches, being respected, being accepted. So it becomes a very deceptive attitude. Just like in the normal so-called secular education, are you in a science branch or in the arts branch? What is your faculty? What is your learning? Is it science, arts, philosophy, environmental science, physicist, astrophysics, or you are just ABCDE, E. So you are feeling stupid. Now you go to religion. What do you know? I know puja. I can talk to God in a language which nobody else knows. Or other person say, which Veda you are? Samavedi, Yajurvedi, Atharvavedi, Rigvedi, or Chaturvedi. One fellow says, I am Vedi, one Vedas. I am Dvivedi, I know two Vedas. Trivedi, I know three Vedas. Chaturvedi, four Vedas. The rascal, non-believers say, I am a Nirvedi. I don't believe in any Vedas. So suddenly he becomes superior to you and you hate it. Think, friends. This is a matter of thinking. It's not what you do in life. It's not what you achieve or do not achieve. It is not what you have or do not have. Your self-estimation of who you are. If your importance depend upon, like that rich man who was talking to me, why is he worried? Because if my whole conglomerate, my entire infrastructure, the company that I have got, $1 billion company or $1 million company, if it collapses, I am finished. You are afraid of every income tax officer. You are afraid of all that ED, all that CD, all that nonsense, you know that. Why? Because anything can go. If you are not afraid of that, you are also afraid how long this body shall last. Think. Because your importance, your being who you are, is depending on so many things in life. Fragile. Like a tree which is small root. Little breeze, uprooted. But deep rooted, nothing can shake it. That is why the scriptures, our understanding in our Vedas, Upanishads, the Vedas, Upanishads themselves will say, don't depend on me. Yavanartha udapane sarvata sampluto udake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. Vijanatah brahmanasya, the person who knows the vijanatah, visheshena janatah, knowing about himself, ajis and tasmat brahmana, not as a caste, brahmajanati, the brahmana who is aware of himself, such a person, he completely goes beyond the need for the Veda or the Vedic informations. How? As I say, how much meaningful the Vedas are in our life. Is it that much meaning? As Krishna beautifully in Bhagavad Gita, it says, Yavanartha udapane sarvata sampluto udake. When the summer time, the river bed is dry and you want water, you dig a well and you get the water. But as time passes, the summer passes, rain comes, and the whole riverbed is flooded with water. When the whole riverbed is flooded with water, will you go for your well to beg water? Bring water to drink? The whole riverbed is flooded with that. I went to Vedas. In this whole world of literature, informations, which is dry in the summertime, like I dig a well with the Vedas. And I was drinking. I studied. I was drinking, not information, but that revelation about myself. And once I understand myself, when you are at once everywhere, sarvam khalu idam brahma. Everything is Brahman, absolute. I am, who I am, is everywhere. How much meaning shall be there in that book when the whole universe is flooded with the wisdom of the Absolute? So you cannot escape from so-called material superiority, material importance to spiritual importance and spiritual. Because this cloth, so I am a very holy man. Oh, I see. If the dresses give you comfort, somebody can destroy you by criticizing you. And how do you feel? Nobody has respect for sadhus these days. Are you that respectable? Understand. If your being respectable depends on other people talking about you, if you feel smart or wise because other people talking about you, you are not. Because whatever other people may, listen carefully, whatever the other people may say out of their kindness, because somebody is informed, but is very kind, he doesn't hurt somebody. They will tell good things about him. Or other fellow says, try to destroy you for that. Or somebody doesn't do that, but they go on praising you. Deep within you know that they are being kind because you know what a rascal you are. Who you are is unknown to others. Your anger, your hatred, your jealousy, your lying, your fear, nobody takes away. Rather, when people respect you, you feel uncomfortable that unnecessarily they are respecting me. I'm a crazy fellow. Understand? That is self-respect. Atmaiva atmano bandhu. You are your greatest friend. And that awareness is given to us in this beautiful tradition. Where Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, how beautifully he says, Bhumirapo nalo vayu khammano buddhirevacha ahankariti amme bhinna prakriti ashtada. Hey Arjuna, I have two prakriti, apara prakriti, para prakriti. One is relative, other is absolute. What are these apara prakriti relative dimensions? Bhumi, the earth, water, fire, vayu, air, space, five mahabhutas, mano, buddhi, ahankara, three different types of thoughts. All different types of thoughts inside. Mana, buddhi, emotions, intelligence, ahankara, the I thought. 5 plus 3, 8. Apara prakriti. The total air, total space, total fire, total earth, everything totality, samashti. Like when you say earth, you don't have to say earth and me. When you say Brahmanda, universe, you don't have to say universe and me. So when Krishna says, this is my apara prakriti, we all are included. Aparayam. Itastu anyam. Other than these 5 things, whatever is left behind. Now think of your 5 elements, physical body, mano, buddhi, ahankar, included, apara. Itastu anyam, other than your 5 body, 5 sense organs, 5 elemental body, your sense organs, your thoughts of every kind. Other than that, whatever is left out, what is left out? You are aware of your thoughts, consciousness, chetana. That is something you. Hey Arjuna, that is my para-prakriti. God, you are great, that is your para-prakriti. What about me? Jiva bhutam mahavav. Hey Mahavav, hey mighty armed one, Jiva bhutam, that is in you. My para-prakriti, which is in unto everything, also is in you. Yaya, by which idam jagat dharyate, the whole universe is sustained. That is your dimension. Who is better? Who is lesser? Nobody. That is one dimension. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasha. Where from the words return without being able to describe it. Manasasha, along with the mind, where the thoughts cannot reach, the words cannot reach. You are so deep, untouchable. No weapons can destroy it, earth. No water can drown it. No fire can burn it. No air can blow it up. No space can limit it. That is your power. One line comes there, apani padoham, achintya shakti. I, the truth is unimaginable power. That word morning yesterday I was thinking, suddenly the thought came, I gave the title for today's talk. Achintya Shakti, immeasurable power. No pani, no pada. No hands, no legs. Incomprehensible power. Nobody can touch Pashyami achakshu, I see everything. What all the eyes see, I know. What the eyes don't see, I know. Meaning, it sees, I know. It doesn't see also, I know. Eye of the eyes. Achakshuhu pashyami. Asurt, sunomi akarnaha. I have no ears. I listen to everything. Meaning, I'm conscious of all that the ears listen. Also conscious that the ears do not listen. Aham vijanami vivikta rupaha. In my presence, the awareness, I'm aware of all names and forms, all emotions of all kinds, the physical body, the physical universe, but jasti vetta. Mama vetta nasti, nobody knows me. Like I see all the objects, but no objects can see the eyes. The sounds can be heard, but ears, are you getting that? You can't hear your ears. That in whose presence you are aware of everything. Not only you are aware of, those things are not aware of who you are. Your thoughts cannot be aware of, your emotions, your good things, your bad things, your anger, your hatred, your jealousy, your kindness, your nobility, unreachable. But why people feel proud? You are a very selfish person. But when somebody says, you're very selfless, you feel, you are cheating yourself. You shall never ever be happy in life. Understand who you are. That is how we are born. Because of a home, a building or a mountain, the space is existing. But because there is space is there, a formless space is there, therefore forms are existing. Because there is an object called this flower, your eyes see. Because of things seen, the eyes exist. Or because your eyes are existing, you are able to see. Seeing is not the capacity of the things seen. The flower doesn't see. My capacity to see is independent of what I see. My capacity to hear is independent of what I hear. And your thoughts, the sights that are thoughts, the touches that are thoughts, are known, can't be seen, can't be heard, can't be touched. Because of the thoughts known, you are not conscious. Because you are conscious, aware, chetana, that is why bhavana, thoughts are. But that's something, nobody can touch it. You are already born perfect, beautiful, absolute, unimaginary power, achintya shakti. But from the childhood we have been told, you must be somebody, meaning as though I am nobody. And that's true in a comparative dimension. Not only you should be a good student, but should be best student. Not only you should be rich, but richer than everybody. Not only you should possess, but possess more things than you understand. Not only you should be handsome, but more handsome. Not only should be young, oh God. Every individual is totally destroyed. And those people who are a failure in the material world, because of this swallowing these type of ideas, you feel absolutely rotten that I'm not a good student, I'm a failure, I don't have a job, I could not marry a good girl or a good boy. all this nonsense, you are frustrated, you escape, you foray, you just move into the realm of religion. Why? So that these things are, my material failure or success is no more talked about. By chance you are materially failure, if somebody is successful, he talks about it, you don't like it. Because if Buddha could renounce, he was a prince. I renounced what? From a torment. So my renunciation is also lower than the others. You understand the point? Think of it. So material world, I could not do anything. So I go there and why? So I know the language, I know the pujas, I know the chantings, I know how to sit down, I don't know how to do asanas. Today is it 21st June, Yoga Day. Just if I say, don't feel that I am being sarcastic, please. What is more important, your body or the postures? Foundational question. Your runner is great or the person alive with a body is great? A swimmer is great. Now the World Cup football is going on. Games are great or the physical body is the foundation. The postures that you make is more important. How this fellow cannot sit down in lotus posture? How old is he? Let's say 20-year-old he can do. When he is 25 he cannot do it. 70-year-old you cannot, forget it. Don't say some people are doing it 100. Say, let them do it. I'm not talking about anything. But what is more important? Your body or bodily postures? Your being who you are, consciousness or the thoughts that you have, people will not appreciate this because we are condemned by a degree or a type of a sense of information where what we know, the information that you have are more important than who we are. Think of it. That is why the whole world suffers. Nobody loves you for who you are, but because what you have. You have a big house, many friends. Many cars, many friends. Lot of money, many friends, many enemies also. If you don't have something, nobody is your friend, nobody knows you. Who is that person? Oh. Even your own children will not recognize because father is useless. In religious field also the same thing proceeds, same thing is transformed, transferred. I can sit down for 1 hour. Other day one person was telling, oh, we are feeding 10,000 people every day. I said, what is so great about it? Every temple is feeding. It's good that they are feeding the people so that some people are not getting food, they are eat. But that's not the sign of your spirituality. Why? If you go to Middle Eastern countries, where huge infrastructure, this real estate development, literally thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people are fed in the workshop. Because they can't cook, 30,000, 40,000 people will be fed. So that contractor must be greater than all the charitable institutions, right? Because he's feeding everybody. And in their so-called religious organizations, when you do the poor feeding, you really feeding yourself. Because in the name of the poor people, you go on collecting money, that we are poor feeding, we are feeding these people, and you feel the same 100 people for the last 10 years, but you have collected already thousands and millions in the name of those people. So who is feeding whom? Poverty is feeding you or you are feeding the poor? Think. This is for seva. Understand? Please friends, at the end of the day, when your body no more is capable, your sense organs no more function. When you are lying down, waiting for the demise, waiting for the disappearance of this body, what shall you remember? How much I cheated people? How I am? Who everybody is. Achintya Shakti. The sadness comes from one thing, friends. See, other day, this time I have been to Odisha, I met one of my friends, very old papers, we are studied together and all that. His father was a very, very rich person, very rich person. He had 100 acres, 100 acres, big land those days, villages, all that stuff he had. But now, the family has fallen into bad ways, meaning there is nothing much. But they are carrying that past. My grandfather was that. My father was like this. What about you? Nothing. But the person is going on, thinking about it. How do you feel when you know? Here is the person with the scion of the family, like a big king or some emperor. That family, that child is fourth or fifth generation. How do you feel? You feel compassionate. Wow, poor thing, so powerful. Like this, when you get self-knowledge, your compassion is continuous, unceasing. You can never stop being compassionate. Why? Because you know how everybody is immortal, behaving mortal. How everybody is the Ananda Swarupaha, Sat Swarupaha, Chit Swarupaha, Ananda Swarupaha. Their own nature is Sat, Chit, Ananda, absolute existent, immortality, total bliss, absolute peaceful, knowledge, Jnana Swarupa. Behaving like an ignorant man. If you really understand the truth for yourself, you don't have to pretend to be kind. Your kindness will be overflowing. When you really know the history, that how great the person was, the family was, and look at the children, how stupid they are, you have sympathy. Understand? This is so important. To understand yourself as you are. You need your information. How many books you have read? How many months you have meditated? How many years you have gone around walking this way or climbing this way or all that stuff? It's not what all things have happened through you. Is who you are. That is why people try to impress people with a list of things that they have done. I fed 10 people. I gave 300 houses for 300 people. I put this housing colony, or I gave some. That's good. At least that much you shared, no? Instead of eating everything, at least you shared little. That's thank you. But no way it shall change your image. Because you shall be always thinking, somebody did better than me. As much you think you did better than somebody, you cannot escape seeing people who have done better than you. And that is how you shall be permanently grounded, miserable. And you will not like to see bigger people, because that will invoke your... This morning I wrote to somebody, Swamiji, why do I feel so small? I said, very simple. He said, you never feel small? I said, never. Do you know why? Because in my presence, please understand, it's not me I'm talking about. The truth, absolute, please understand. I do not feel, at any time when you are, okay, forget this, I know. When you are aware of yourself, you do not feel inferior to anybody. Because who you are is very important. As long as you are comparing yourself to positions, oh, he is a lecturer, he is a vice chancellor, somebody is a rich person, that fellow is a tycoon, then there will be a small and big will come. Comparison comes at the level of the roles, younger, richer, more informed, less informed, more house, less house, that you are miserable. But when you see yourself who you are, there is no question of natat samosti kutopi adhikanya. There is nothing like it, and everybody is a part of it. Therefore, you don't feel inferior to anybody. You can look at yourself through the upadhis, bhumika, roles. You are looking at yourself as you are. If you look at yourself through the roles, you cannot escape feeling superior or inferior. If you look at yourself through your land, somebody has more, somebody has less. Job, somebody is bigger, somebody is small. Body, somebody is more handsome, more beautiful, or more healthy, or less healthy. If you look at the information, science, arts, all that stuff, or religious studies, this book, that book, so many religions, so many different types of philosophies, you shall have a comparison. But if you look at yourself through you as you are, none of us are bigger, none of us are smaller. So I will not feel inferior to anybody, nor I shall feel superior to anybody. That does not mean other people will not feel inferior to me. They shall feel inferior. Some fellow also feel superior. Why? What fellow, what does this fellow know? Who is he? He has got this some stuff he is talking about. I am a PhD. All that stuff. As long as the sense of inferiority and superiority goes on, that long you cannot be ever happy in life. It shall be limitation, therefore you shall continuously suffer. Whereas, apanipada, achintya shakti, I have no legs, no hands. So but your power depends upon your leg, the more powerful leg is more powerful. If your power depends upon your hand, like that football game or the tennis games going on now, if your power depends on the wealth, one who has more money is more powerful. If your position, if your power depends on the knowledge that you have, experiences that you have, money that you have or you don't have, renunciation. I am a renunciate. I gave up a job. Other fellows say, I gave up a country, kingdom. That day, that long, you shall be miserable. Somebody is a more renunciate, I am a lesser renunciate. Somebody is more informed, I am less informed. Somebody has more money, I am less money. You can't escape. But once you see yourself as you are, you have no hand, no leg, no position, no role, no nothing. Achintya Shakti, unimaginable power. As Arjuna says, Natat samosti kutopi adhika anya. Oh Lord, there is nobody like you. What is the question of lesser than you or greater than you? Sarva lokatita, gunatita, sarvatita, samatmika. O Mother, call it Deva, Devi, Vishnu, Vaishnavi, Shiva, Shivani. Sarva gunatita, beyond all gunas, sarva lokatita, all fields of experiences, sarvatita, beyond everything, yet samatmika, same. Ishvara. Who is that? Every person is that. So when you are aware of yourself, everything disappears. Sense of comparison, comparison that you compare people, you feel lesser, inferior, superior. You don't have that anymore. That is how we are born. That is how we are. Now close your eyes. When you close your eyes, you see this very clearly. Because, please understand, your comparison and contradictions, they are only outside. When I say, please see that, when I say you are a poor man with a lesser land, or a lesser car, or a lesser house, who feels affected? Your body is affected, your house is affected, your car is affected, or your image inside is affected. Ahankar is accepted. Ahankar is hit, body is not hit. When I say you are poor, poverty is not hit, you are hit. When you say you are incapable, you are useless, you have an image that you are wonderful, which you are not. You get hit and you feel affected, offended, disrespected. Because you don't understand that your own sense of respect comes from an image. What food I have, what money I have, what father I had, what religion I have, what guru I had, or what disciple I had. Your being who you are, if it's dependent on something, you shall be destroyed. Because please understand, the world is never hit. You hold on to the image, therefore you get hit. I'll give an example. You can open your eyes and listen. With that I shall stop. Just think of it. See, this is, just think of it. This is how heavy it is. Nothing, no? How heavy? Just maybe 100 gram, 50 gram, right? How long can you hold? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Can you hold or no? Hold or no? You can hold. But suppose you hold on to it for one day, it becomes a punishment. Listen carefully and remember this example for your life. It is raining. Suppose you, oh, it's going on raining, you become miserable. When a person holds on to his past, it becomes a huge burden. A thought has no weight. But a word is given to you. You are a rascal. You are a rogue. What will happen? The thought has no weight, but you hold on to that past. When you hold on to that past, as even a small thing becomes a burden in time, every thought becomes a burden in time. Who you are is not an image. I say I am a district collector or a prime minister, you are affected by that. Somebody doesn't recognize you. Another person says, I'm a holy man, I have studied so many things, but somebody doesn't recognize you, you will feel offended. And that one you carry it inside you. Think of it. What tortures you inside? Your past, your thoughts, your memories. Or you are anxious, what will happen later on? Whereas who you are is neither a thing of the past, nor a possibility in the future, but an eternal presence, Sanatana, Nitya Sarvagata Sthanu, Achaloyam Sanatana. Am I the only one? Everything, every person, every being is that. Therefore, Brahmevaham idam jagatcha sagalam chinmatra vistaritam. Aham Brahmeva. I am the truth. Truth is here. Truth alone is. Everybody is as wonderful as anybody else. Living is beautiful. You don't consider yourself inferior to nobody, superior to nobody. No sense of comparison, no sense of contrast. Absolutely full and complete. It's a realm where there is no comparison. Can you compare space? Earth, big or small. Water may or may not be. Fire, yes. Air, strong or gentle. Space, always they say. In the space, cyclone comes, fire comes, earthquake comes, nothing happens to space. Listen that, friends. You are sitting on a watch, you are watching a movie. When you are watching a movie, what all things are going on inside you? You are crying also, crying also. Oh, so much flood, so much fire, everything there. But the moment the movie ends, how do you feel? You go back home because you know it must come to an end. It ends. In the space, summer comes, winter comes, spring comes, everything happens, but the space is space. Exactly the same, the moment you close your eyes, you discover in the screen of consciousness, the thoughts are being played out. They shall disappear. No cloud can outlast the space. No movie projection can outlast the screen. In you, many things are projected. Everything will come to an end. Can you cry? You go back home? No. When the movie ends, you go back home or stay there? Projections have to come to an end. Be yourself, Achintya Shakti, immeasurable power. Nothing can outlast you. Be that reality. As much you are that, call it Brahma, call it Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti sabdate. Some people call it Brahman, some people call it Paramatma, some people Bhagavan. Everybody, Johanand is said. You are inferior to nobody, superior to nobody. Sarvam khalu ida Brahma. Everything is best. Hands, no legs, unimaginable power. Just see that for yourself. Thank you. Close your eyes. Thank you, friends. Thank you.